Hello and welcome everybody to another Tabletop Junkie stream, and this is your host, Tabletop Junkie. I do apologize for being 5 minutes late. The stream's only been going on for at least about a minute. You probably didn't see anything because I'm actually having some network issues today. I'm not as too sure as to why. It's been happening all day and it's really quite pissing me off. Making me very, very angry because it's like, but it's not like I don't get to stream quite often, so I can't really complain too much. And I'm not trying to. After all, we don't use these streams for complaints. We have fun in these streams, right? So, well, here we are today. I'm actually setting up another screen real quick for you guys. Actually, just a small window capture. I'm setting up my loop pad. Yes, I'm calling it loop pad. Because we got, and I'm going to blow it up for you guys so you guys can see. And I'm going to cover my face again. Unfortunately, when I have streams with other people, this won't happen. Okay, so some information on here is completely pointless. So we're just going to, wonder if I can move it around and it not. Okay, cool. All right. Some of this stuff is completely pointless. I'm only doing it on here for everyone else to see. But when we are actually, I want everyone to know when we're actually hosting games, there's a lot of things that the audience, such as you, who's viewing my video, and I'm still having issues, it seems like. So I don't know how long I'm going to be really doing this today. So, alright, so if anybody wants to know, usually when I have like one item and it says like money right in here, like it says right here, 110 GP, that is how much that bottle of wine is worth. So that's a good bottle of wine, right? The more money you spend, the better potent it is or something like that. And then I got one painting worth 510 gold. That just tells us the worth of these items, but not sure what they will sell for. And then, of course, we got these items here. This is just quantity, and this is quantity for that, but this is like a day. So, I mean, this is a quiver. This is how many arrows is in per quiver. So, 20 per quiver, and I got 5 of those. So, we've got about 100 arrows. So, we get to sort all this out. But first, we got to make some rolls here because our poor crew is hurting. So before we do that, we're gonna take away the loot pad. Booyah! And you see my beautiful, wonderful avatar. I might be doing a face reveal at some point. I don't know what, when, or as to why, but maybe so that way. So we have our poor Sir Brian is down to 8 health. That's only 3 points of damage. He could probably get some of that back if he uses some bandages, but as you can see, his bandages are really freaking low here. And they haven't really lit a fire yet either. And they don't really have a week's worth of rations. I think they're down to like a single day. It says we have 2 days left. That's BS. We're down to a single day. So let me get rid of all that. I must have not saved it. So unfortunately, when you take out people and the GM says we'll settle everything, and the next time, the first part of your campaign is going to be sorting out the loot, which will also count as time against your character. Now, these characters have sat 30 days, or not 30 days, 3 days in this dungeon. They've used up 3 days worth of rations. They have no water. We're going to say that they already been hydrated though, because perhaps the raiders had some water. And they probably, and there was like 5 raiders, so they all probably had their own wet thing where they were able to fill up. So out of 5 raiders and 4 characters, there's probably 1 gallon of water left. Speaking of water, I had to drink. All right, so, sir, the way per rules is 1 day of rest, of decent rest, will grant them, and they've all taken turns taking watch and whatnot. And they stayed hydrated and well everything else. So, well fed, and they did get plenty of rest. So, for Sir Brian, he gains 1 HP back. After, I think it said a week after this, we gain a bonus, which the Constitution modifier will apply, but it's not going to apply right now. So he is up to 9 HP. Leah is the same. She is up to 5. Her max is 6, so they're not... These two are not doing too bad. 9 out of 11 and 5 out of 6. Gimbal, however, is down to 0 and his max is 4. He gains 1 back, but he has to use bandages, so that's a 1d3 roll. So Gimbal is going to roll a d4 minus 1. Actually, since he does automatically get 1 for resting plus the 1d3, I believe that's how it goes. It's just going to be, you know, if I get a 4, it's still a 3. And I gain a 3, so he gets 3 points back, so he's got 3 out of 4. Not bad, not bad. Same goes for her, for Agna. Agna used up the bandages, and she only gains back 2. So, we've got some things to sort. Alright, so that's them. They're going to take part of their day to sort out the items, because they did collect a few good items that they could sell back into town and gain more pieces. And, you know, and this is a good way of doing this, because we get to look at many different things about how a character would act given their alignment as well. So we have Sir Brian, who is lawful evil. We have Leah, who is chaotic evil. We have Gimbal, who's chaotic neutral. And we have Agna, who is chaotic evil. Now, aside from the lawful, neutral, and chaotic axis of the alignment, I don't care about those. Those are not going to play a factor. What's going to play a factor is good, neutral, and evil. Okay? Which means that's, you know, your lawful, neutral, your lawful to chaotic axis is mostly how you would view the law of the land. Okay? You know, you're either a good person who abides by the law, or you just want the supreme freedom of anything you want. That's basically law. That doesn't talk about your personality. I mean, it can be added to your personality as a person, but that's not really your personality. Your personality is the good to evil axis. So, good persons would probably help out others, while neutral would help out others as long as it benefited them. Evil people are pretty much out for themselves. So, regardless of lawful evil and chaotic evil, Sir Brian, Leah, and Agna definitely are not giving up any supreme treasure than they have to. Gimbal is more neutral about it. He will state his opinion, but if it's a benefit for him to give treasure to other people versus himself, he'll do it. But he's not going to sit there and be a pushover either. So, you know, he's not going to allow himself to be hurt. Whereas a good character may, supposedly for the greater good or whatever. Alright, so the first item on the list that we got to take care of is between the orcs and the raiders. The treasure, they were able to pull off 250 gold pieces a piece, and that's for 5 orcs and 5 raiders. That's basically like 25 gold pieces a piece per person. Okay, so this was out of the whole treasure of 10. You know, this counts for all 5. So very simple. Given that Sir Brian has done most of the work, as well as being the protector, and he has provided the horse, and, you know, granted, he didn't buy the sleigh. He is going to take, we're going to say, him and Leah would probably chalk it up to 100 gold pieces each. That would give them more than the rest of the party. Now, that would leave 150. 75 to Gimbal and 75 to Agna would still keep them at the lowest part. Agna may not agree with this, but at the same time, well, she's not going to agree with it either. She's kind of greedy. Gimbal will agree with it only to the simple part, because he's chaotic neutral, only to the simple part of he's obviously not going to get out of here by himself. He's been one of the party members that once he gets attacked, he's down. He's not able to do very much. He's not a fighter. So we're going to separate, we're going to give him 100 gold pieces, so that puts him at 100. So that puts Brian at 143 gold pieces, 4 silver and 5 copper. Leah is at 104 gold pieces, 5 silver and 5 copper. Gimbal is going to be at 79 gold pieces, 2 silver and 5 copper. And Agna is going to be at 75 gold pieces, 8 silver and 5 copper. So that takes care of the first item on the list. Next is going to be The 3 gems. There's only 3 gems and 4 characters. There's the Cut Agate, the Cut Crimson Jade, and the Cut Kunsight, which they have some good value. Not much, but good. So I think, given the alignments that we have seen here today, all the evil people would definitely get one. There's Sir Brian, who is lawful evil, Leah, who's chaotic evil, Agna, who is chaotic evil, and Gimble's chaotic neutral. So he may not care for the gems. He's not going to fight over that. So we'll say that the Cut Agate, and the reason why I call it a cut because it was cut. There's four different types of gems. There's cut, raw, something else, and then pattern. Oh, yeah, raw. Yeah, there's something else. I can't remember what the other one was. There's 4 of them. And they go from cheapest to most expensive of that type of gem. The Cut Crimson Jade is definitely going to Leah, and we're not going to worry about the EV, which when we're doing loot, I'm not going to, as a GM for my players, I'm not going to worry about the EV until like the end of the session, and then we will sit there and make sure the EV is properly distributed, and is up to date, and that we're not, people aren't getting full bonuses for stuff that they're not supposed to. But that's not going to be something until like the end of the session, once after we're done separating the loot. So, all right. So with that being said, then the one person who's getting the 1 bottle of wine will be Gimbal. Gimbal likes to drink. Gimbal likes to drink, so he's going to get a bottle of wine. That is worth 110 gold pieces. 1 bottle, I think that would have an encumbrance value of 1. Not 100% sure, but we'll figure it out. And then we'll figure out if we even got room inside the backpack. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And these don't generate anything, so... And it looks like I do. So that means that bottle of wine does not... Oh, wait, 7. And it looks like I do. I got enough room for 1 more, so he doesn't get to generate, we ain't worried about that generating encumbrance value. I know I said we weren't going to worry about it, but, if it fits in the backpack, it automatically does not generate encumbrance value. Gems don't unless you have 10 gems at once. So, yeah. All right. So, Gimbal is out of room on his backpack as well. Make sure that gets all distributed properly. 1, 2, 3. Make sure we got all this there. Oh, 4. Make sure that this is all up to date, so that way we know we can put it in the bag and totally not worry about it. Because we do got a lot of loot to go through. A lot of loot. Alright, so there is a nice offering painting, which I don't even know what the painting is, but it's worth 510 gold pieces. So maybe we'll leave that up for maybe the audience to interpret. One painting, what should it be? Maybe I should post something out about that. We'll probably come back to that one. All right, so then we got 1 potion of Sanctuary and 1 potion of Cure Light Wounds. Huh. And then 1 painting. We definitely will have people fighting over... I don't think any evil person would fight over that, so they probably just give the painting straight to Gimbal. So there's a painting worth 510 GP, even though it's worth value. Unless they have a worth value. Paintings, I don't think generate much of an encumbrance value depending on the size of it. But once again, we're not going to worry about that. We'll just put that right there. That'll be something towards the end. So he's got a painting rolled up and it's thrown somewhere. God only knows where. Or the gods only know where. Alright, so we got the painting off. Don't forget to have lights, torches, and lanterns. Remember that dungeon almost always have no lighting. Yes, except You know, that is true. I don't think we really had any lighting in this dungeon other than the torches on the walls, but that's because this dungeon has already been filled up with raiders and people who've already been searching it. That's not something I really did take concern in, did I? Nope, and we almost have no torches, so that's okay. That's okay, because I've got something coming for coming for these PCs a little bit later. All right, so we definitely got 2 potions here. You know what? I'm not even sure if anyone's gonna really know the value of those potions. The wizard might, so that's definitely gonna give Gimbal the upper edge because they are potions. Trying to remember if there was a skill to appraise potions or to identify magical items. Because I'm trying to see what attribute that would be. Let's see, skills. Let's look up for Pathfinder because I used to be a big Pathfinder fan. I'm not a big 2nd edition Pathfinder, but 1st D Pathfinder I am totally in. So let's see here. Skills. I got a list of skills right here. Appraisal would be intelligence. I'm thinking it's going to be intelligence, but I just want to make sure that it's not wisdom or something crazy stupid. Spellcraft maybe? Well, there is this that will do identify magical spells, which that is still intelligence. You know what? It might be knowledge arcana, ancient mysteries, magic traditions, arcane symbols, construct magical beasts, although robots cannot. It might be. It's gonna be an intelligence roll. It's gonna be an intelligence roll, no matter how you want to cut that. What do you not like about Pathfinder 2nd? I don't know. I think I don't know. It just too much how much it does resemble 5e a little bit, but hey there, Prismatics. Oh, I got the Witch King Prismatics in my chat today, and I'm so glad to have that. But not to go too much onto Pathfinder. Anyway, so it would definitely be an intelligence roll. I definitely would. Which is still Gimbal. Gimbal has got a 17 intelligence with a +2 modifier. That is just, it's riching. So, I mean, I guess Agna's got a 3 intelligence with a -3, which is just above animalistic. So she could barely form. Technically with her having intelligence that low, I'm pretty sure she's pretty much illiterate. But I don't know if I'm going to do a thing with literacy or not. But I may, because coming to have one that low, and that's just how the dice rolled. I rolled this one very dirty. I think I was drinking when I did it. Don't tell anyone. All right, so we're gonna all roll for these 2 vials of juice. As far as anyone's concerned, I'm gonna have them make an intelligence check and see if they can even guess what it is. That it's maybe obviously some form of potion of some kind. So, Sir Brian would have to score a minimum of 18. And these are basically level 1 spells. I think Sanctuary's level 1, and I think... Let me check the level of those spells, because honestly, that's going to play into the difficulty. I'm going to play that as the play of the difficulty. Like, they can identify it, but they are going to have to make the roll. So, alright, Sanctuary's the first one. Well, first off, we're going to go with the Cure Light Wounds, which is... So, Cure Light Wounds is a level 1 cleric. Level 1 cleric, 2 druid, and 2 illusionist. Level 1 cleric, level 2 druid, level 2 illusionist. Okay, so... Alright. I'm going to take the highest one. Since it's technically... I figured this would also... I figured Cure Light Wounds would be something for a wizard, too, but I guess not. I guess in other things it is, but not this one. So I'm going to take the highest one, since it says level 1 cleric, but 2 druid and 2 illusionists. I'm going to give it a, I'm going to make the challenge rating a 2 for the cure, for that one, and then sanctuary. Sanctuary. Oi, 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 oi. No, I'm just kidding. Who misses that movie? Like Small Soldiers. I don't know if anyone's seen that. That was a good movie back in the 90s. That was a really good movie. The whole thing. And then Sanctuary is a level 1 cleric. So I'm gonna make it an average. They're both to at least identify. Yeah. That was 2 level 1 clerics. You know what? I'm just gonna make it difficult. Challenge rating 2 for probably both. I'm not gonna remember which one's which. All right, so we're gonna do Sanctuary because that's only gonna be 1 difficulty. All right, so with that said, I'm gonna save this file here so nothing happens to it. All right, so Sir Brian is gonna have to score a 19 or better on the dice roll. He has an intelligence of 11, modifier 0. So let's roll for him. Sir Brian has no idea what it is. As far as he's concerned, that's wine. All right. Leah has got an intelligence of 14 and a modifier of +1, and it's her prime, where for Sir Brian it was secondary, so she only has to score a 13 or better. And she totally got a 4 on that roll, so that ain't going to work either. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, I keep forgetting to add the modifiers. Well, for even Sir Brian, it was 12. He got 12 on the dice, so only 13, so still no. He has to do 19 or better. She got a 4, so between her modifier and her level, that'll be a 6, so no. Let's see if Gimbal gets it. If Gimbal doesn't get it, then I don't think anyone else is going to. Because Gimbal's got a 17 intelligence with a +2 modifier, and it's his prime. So he only has to score literally a 13 or better. And he's got a good chance in doing that. He's got a 3 bonus +2 modifier with his level of level 1, being a wizard, and a d20. And he scores very easily 19 on the dice roll. 17 on the dice, plus his modifier, which is 19, plus his level, which is, oh, actually he scores a 20. So he knows fully well that this is a potion of Sanctuary. All right, let's see how close Agna can get. Agna has to score a 19 or better with an intelligence, secondary intelligence, 3 score, -3 modifier, with her level, which is still -2. Add her level together, it's still going to be -2 on that roll. And she scores a 15 -2, that's 13, so no. She has to do 19 or better. So, only one person knows that this potion is literally a potion of Sanctuary, which is Gimbal. Gimbal's going to get it because he knows what it is. Nobody else wants useless things taking that up. He may not know what Potion of Sanctuary does, he just knows it's magical. That's all he knows. He may not know the spell. That may be a different secondary role, but he knows it's important. That's all he knows. Alright, next is going to be the Cure Light Wounds, which we already said is going to be a 2. So for Sir Brian, he is going to have to score a 20 on the result of a die. And he only scores 16. He thinks it's just fruit juice. Leah is got to score a 14 or better, which she has a good thing, because remember, she has a prime intelligence. She scored 15. She knows that's a magical potion. Maybe not know what it is, but she does know it's a magical potion of some kind. All right. Gimbal, again, he only has to score 14 or better, too, because he's got prime result, and he's already got a good chance, because he's got a +2 on intelligence. He scores 15. He beats it by 1. All right, so he knows that's clearly a potion as well. And then Agna. Agnes scored literally a 2. So, no. So Sir Brian and Agna would not have any notion of that, but Leah and Gimbal will have a notion of that potion. Like, they just don't care. They're Sir Brian and Agna's gonna go look through the other gear. Meanwhile, Leah knows that that is a magic potion. Gimbal does too. So I guess at this point, it would be up to the players to decide what they would do. Now, given the fact that this is a solo play and I'm trying to move the story along here, with Leah being chaotic evil and Gimbal being chaotic neutral, Leah's going to take that potion. And is also going to use the notion of he's taken the last few things, so the gear's not divided up completely evenly either. So, you know, which case she does have a good case on. All right. They have literally 5 daggers. 5 regular daggers. They don't really fetch a lot of gold. Not really sure what they're going to do with it. It's not like Sir Brian really needs the gold. I mean, they're going to... I think that's like only 2 gold pieces, and that's if they sell. So, I don't think Sir Brian and Leah's going to really go, oh, hey, yeah, I want those frickin' daggers. Gimbal might to a point, because they do fetch him some gold. And he is low. I mean, he's not super low. Agna is going to be completely greedy because she's an idiot. So, and, you know, technically, if you want to be honest, she does have 4, 5. She does have enough room for 3. So she's going to at least take 3 daggers. She doesn't want no more because she doesn't want to be over... She doesn't want to be carrying a lot. So she is going to take 3 daggers. Which is also going to be in her backpack that she got from Hank. So they're not going to generate any EV right now either. Alright, so she's at least going to take 3 daggers. Leaving 2 in the loot. Alright, now there's short bows. Well... Agna might actually take a short bow because, quite freaking frankly, she isn't no good at using them, but she doesn't have any ranged weapons anyway. So she might take a short bow, at least one for herself. Gimbal's not. He's not proficient with them. He doesn't care. Leah's already got one. Well, you know, what's more to her, you know, and Sir Brian already has one too. So Agna's probably going to take one out of that whole lot. Which is not going to leave her sitting very good. Short bows, 1d6. So. Which comes to 1 to 3 damage for arrows. And she's probably going to have to take a quiver of arrows, but she's only going to take 1. Alright, that is going to increase her EV up by 3. Like I said, I'm not going to worry about EV at the moment, but I'm only doing it right now because of that. And then quiver of arrows, which gives her 20. And that's going to generate an EV too. I don't think it generates much, but we'll figure that out. I'm at least going to notch off her inventory, like, so that way in case we use it. That's the other thing. That's the other thing why I always say you should always take care of it. I didn't take care of it last time, but you should always take care of it at the end of every game, because if you use arrows, that may very well make everything lighter. Alright, so there's that. So nobody else has got interest in the short bows, leaving 4 short bows behind and 4 quivers. However, Leah is going to get another set of quiver of arrows because she is down by 4. She's only got 16 arrows. She can actually put 4 of them back in, giving her 4 there. And then gives her another quiver of 16. Which we're going to do that. And the reason why we're going to do that is so that way it's not unbalanced. And like I said, we will Generate that EV later. 3 quiver of arrows. Now there's 5 hide, which is armor that goes around the chest. Don't think anyone's really too concerned about that. So they would fetch some decent amount of money. Let's see. Let's look at hide. And this is all part of gaming, guys. You know, I do apologize that we're spending a little bit of time on that because we've been kind of doing this for about 30 minutes. But this is all part of gaming. When you got loot, you gotta separate it. You know, it's all part of it. You know, hide is naturally 20 gold pieces, so does have an EV of 4, so it is kind of heavy. Even Felchions would even a Felchion would fetch a little bit too. So, yeah, even Felchions are pretty decent. But you know, like I said, for the sake of, you know, characters don't want to be bogged down, so unfortunately they may need to, for right now, they may just be better off with leaving them behind. Javelins are pretty good, but their biggest thing is going to be this bottom part right here. There is 1 day trail rations, and there's 7 days worth, which is going to keep them in this dungeon a little bit longer. Not by much, but it is going to keep them in there a little bit longer. And there's 4 of them. All right, and then we're going to save here. My network is just crappy. All right, now, we've already said anyone of the evil alignment would definitely take stuff for themselves. But one of the neutral alignment would do it too. Just for the simple fact, it's food. But that is going to be the tricky part, because there is only 3 left. Well, they're going to give Gimbal the evil ones are going to take the extra trail rations, which will grant them a different day, because they figure they're going to find water along the way, while granting Gimbal the extra gallon of water for his thing. So, yep, he may suffer in food, but Gimbal is also the smartest character that we have on the board. So that would actually grant him the ability of, he knows he will die of dehydration before he dies of thirst. So, let's see here. Do I have any arrows missing? I do not. Could have swore he used up some arrows, but I'm not sure. But regardless of which. Okay, so the remaining loot that's going to remain in this room here until the end of the adventure is right there, until they figure out what they're going to want to do. It's going to be in room 3. And it's leftover. So, leftover loot, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. My friend Ironcaster has actually given me an idea that any loot that they can't carry back should be generated into experience. It'll be 1 experience point of loot that's left behind, one experience point per gold piece of worth. So, like, say for instance they left behind 2 daggers and never picked them up again. So you go to the dagger to see how much a dagger's worth. A dagger only costs 2 gold pieces, so they only left 2 behind. So the whole party would gain, and for leaving the loot behind, we would take the 2 daggers, 2 gold pieces apiece, which is 4 gold pieces total, and just turn into 4 experience points. Granted, it's not a lot, but, you know, they thought about doing that too, so that way they don't feel obligated. You know, that way their experience goes up, but they don't feel obligated to get gold pieces, and technically they don't really out. Which is, you know, something I'm debating. I don't know if that's really what I'm doing for sure, but we'll figure that out. All right. So we're done with this. We're actually going to leave that open because we're about ready to go back to the map now. So here we go. We're in room 3, and we're going to head over to room 4. There is a room down here that's listed as number 5, but it's got a locked door. And then there's these passageways here, but we're going to go to 4. All right, so now I get to pull up and see what is in room 4. Ooh. And all the party members are going to do that. Now, to go through that loot, I don't know how many items we have. Can hear you. Oh, Sparta Chris says you guys can hear me drink. Well, I'm sorry, I'm thirsty. Okay, so we didn't know how long it took to go through that, but since we kind of did go through a little bit, I'm gonna say, I was supposed to count how much it took to go through that. It does take some time. That would have been that whole section where you separate the loot like that with the castle keeper does count as role play time. It does count because I imagine you guys would have been role playing and arguing about the situation. So, since I didn't count everything and we didn't really go through that, we spent about 38 minutes. That was the whole first section of this video. So since we spent about 38 minutes, here's what we're going to do. 38 minutes was spent. I'm going to round up to 40. The group spent half the day just doing that. That's it. They only spent half the day just doing that. So 4 hours has already gone by. They only got 4 hours left of the day. So that's how we're going to do it. Whenever time passes, that would count as 40 minutes of just pure role playing. That would count for 4 hours. Every 10 minutes is 1 hour of game time. That's how I'm going to do that. And I even got worked out spreadsheets that have calculations where that's worked out in. And I'm glad I'm doing this as early as I am doing these solo plays, because I'm actually figuring out, because I had all this like stuff I made, like these time sheets to maybe act, instead of saying, well, let's just say a few hours pass. I don't care. Well, let's just say a few hours pass. I don't want to be that kind of guy this time around, because we do have new players, and I don't want them to feel discouraged when they ask logical questions like that. So what I have done is create a spreadsheet with calculations, what it costs to do per combat turn, what it costs to do a movement both in and out of combat, and what it costs to do a skill, and what it's going to cost to do role playing. So I've actually got that figured out. Anyway, moving on. So now we're in room 4. So as the group enters this room, they become increasingly confused on what to do or where to go. They're walking into walls, people. Not sure as to why. Does say here that a wisdom check must be made. Oh, great. My group is not really good at wisdom, are they? All right, so let's see here. So in room 4, they're increasingly confused. All right. Well, Sir Brian's going to make a wisdom check. It's a challenge level of 0, so he only has to score an 18 or better. Mind you, he's got an 8 wisdom with a -1. 18 or better, so he has to score a 19 or a 20 to succeed. He scores a 6. Sir Brian, for some reason, has decided to run into a wall. He takes no damage while doing it, but he runs into a wall. Alright, so the next person up to see what they're doing is Leah. Leah has a wisdom of 12, modifier of 0, and it is also secondary, same as Brian. So she has to score 18, 19, or 20 on a die roll. Or in this case, she has a 0, but she still gets that +1. So I do forget that you do add their level. That is how the attributes are supposed to go. So technically, Sir Brian could have done 18, 19, or 20 and do it, but he's still got a 6, so it doesn't matter. She has to do at least a 17 at most on a dice roll. She scores a 7 with her modifier and her level. That only comes to an 8. So yep, she too is actually doing the same thing that Sir Brian is doing. She ran into a wall too. We're not sure what they're trying to find a way out. Like imagine them like flies. They run into a wall, then they back up and run into a wall again. They're trying to find the doorway, and they can't figure it out where to go. Alright, so once again, Gimbal, whose wisdom is also secondary, and is only a 12 with a modifier of 0. 17 or better on his dice roll. Yeah, well, he scores an 11, so no. And then there is Agna, whose wisdom is prime. It is a 15 with the +1. With her level being also 1, she only has to score 12 or better, so a minimum of 10 on the die roll gets her to realize what the hell is going on. She scores a 17 and has realized that the room is actually filled with a magical trap known as confusion. The magic in here causes confusion, and where they believe that where people are confused and believe there is a door, there is not. It is just the wall. She sees the door and must leave immediately, because the longer she stays each turn, the more that she has to make a roll, and on any failed roll, there's nothing happening. So unfortunately, she doesn't know how she's getting the other two out. She is a dwarf. I can imagine she's probably picking up Gimbal, because Gimbal is still somewhat small. I mean, at least maybe guiding Gimbal. I'm not sure how this would work. So, but with her having the ability to get out, she probably tries to grab their hands and, lead the way. So she's going to pick one. She's going to pick Gimbal, and she's going to try and lead the way. This will give Gimbal, we'll say that we'll give the Gimbal a small boost. All right. So we'll give him a +1 because it's going to be Agna's level that's helping him out with Agna's assistance, because she knows where to go. All right. So now we're going to roll another d20 to see what does he do. Alright, so Gimbal rolls a natural 20 with a +2 of 22. A natural 20 means he automatically succeeds. You don't really need to go there. But all he needed to get was a, a +2 at minimum. That would be 16 or better. So yeah, he came to the realization that the room is actually a trap. It's a magic trap. And that Agna's trying to get him out. Gimbal finally comes to his senses, and then he tries to grab someone too. They're going to chi-link all the way out. He's going to try and grab Leah. Leah's going to get a secondary roll, but instead of it being a +1, it's going to get a bit +2. Because Agna's assisting Gimbal. Gimbal's going to assist Leah. Leah is technically being assisted by 2 in front of her, because they're going to chain link out. We call that teamwork. So for her, she'd have to at least roll a 16 or better. Or no, 15 or better. She rolls a 17 with the result of 20. 17 plus 1, that's 18. And then the 2 bonus that I gave her, that is 20. She finally came to the real better, because that might hire just 4 times of network issues. I don't know what's going on. All right, so Sir Brian is so confused. He feels like he's being assaulted. He draws his sword against his comrades. And now they're all going to actually have a battle. All right, so this is bad. They're actually going to fight each other. It's going to be Agna, Gimbal, and Leah against Sir Brian. And each time on each turn, they're going to get a roll to see if they're confused or see if they break the confusion. Remember, 5 for her initiative, so she's probably last. Gimbal has received a 4. No, he's last. And natural 20, Agna has received a 18 for her roll. She rolled a natural 20, but remember, she's got a -3 to initiative, but she still gets to go first. All right. Agna's going to roll first to make sure she's not confused. And she only has to do a 12 or better. She rolls a 17. She's not confused. All right. She doesn't know what to do, other than she knows that Sir Brian is confused. So the best way for her to handle this is she is going to shout out to Sir Brian and go, "Sir Brian," or "Brian," or "dumbass" even. We're not your enemy. There's a spell in the room. She's going to try and convince him that there is a spell in the room. Make it a little bit friendly, which I believe is a charisma roll. I'm going to double check that. I'm pretty sure it is charisma. And it is charisma. So Her charisma is secondary, unfortunately at a -1, 6 score. She's going to have to do 18 with Sir Brian's level against him. She's going to have to score 19 or better. So she's got to roll a natural 20. If she doesn't get a natural 20 on this, then it is not going to work. She got a 9. Doesn't work. All right. Sir Brian is going to go. He's going to take out the dwarf that spoke to him because he doesn't like to be addressed by a dwarf for some strange reason. He's going to roll his wisdom first. And he doesn't get any special bonuses, so he's got to roll, 19 or better. Rolled an 8. He's going to attack. He attacks her for only for 5. He misses by 2. Not bad. All right. Next is going to be Leah. Leah's going to roll her wisdom. And it's a natural 1. She is locked in confusion until... She is going to lock... So Leah is locked in confusion until the end of battle. She does not get another roll. She rolled a natural 1, which is a full fumble. Oh, and it's worse than that, too. That was an attack roll. So, unfortunately, we get to actually see... I got to roll that again and see how that turns out for her. Because I've got to roll my fumble table. Yes, I have I have a table. I have a table for everything. I probably even have a table for there being a table. Just kidding. All right. Let's see how bad she's going to do. 15. She loses next action round. Well, she fumbles on it anyway, so she's out. She's just out of battle. It doesn't matter. All right, it's Gimble's turn. He's going to do his wisdom check. On a wisdom check, without the bonuses, he scores a 16. He is confused again. He does not get to attack. So, we're back to Agna. The table is called the table of content. Agna scores a 16. She only needed a 12. So she is good. Well, she can see that it's probably too late for... I don't really see her really attacking much. It's probably too late for Sir Brian. So she's going to grab Gimble and run. Yeah, she's going to grab Gimble and run. So on Gimble's next turn, he gets to roll. However... He's going to try and pursue Agna. So let's see here. Once again, an 11. No, it's a 12. It's still crappy. So now he rolls for the attack. He scores a 19. All right. And it was a 4, so our torso. So yeah, she's still okay. All right, 6 points of damage. All right. Let's see here. Oh boy. So to let everyone know, everybody's confused. Agna only has 2. She is down for 6 points of damage. She's at a -4. Which means she is only going to get 2 checks before she officially dies. And the checks will get harder. I actually have this in the back of the book. I actually like, how this works. Okay, so this is probably pretty bad here because no one else is breaking confusion. Gimble goes last, of course. Character death. Okay. So still 0 until the next one. Alright, well, here's where we see the death of these characters, I think. Alright, so next one is Leah. Leah rolls her wisdom. and loses. Alright, and Gimbal rolls his, and he doesn't get a bonus because she's gone. Because Agna's gone. He got a 3, so nope. And so they're confused as ever. Well, guys, I think it's down to Agna again. Agna's going to roll, see if she can get out of this, see if she can stabilize herself, or at least stop the bleeding. Because she's still conscious. Uh, 9 plus her constitution. Oh, no, absolutely not. She has to score 18 or better. Well, now she's at -8. And her next roll has will have an increased difficulty. On her next roll, it will be... She's going to have to score 22. She'll have to get a natural 20. Leah is about... Agna is about to die here. Alright, so now the group is all confused. Alright. It is Sir Brian's turn. Sir Brian is going to go after Gimbal. First, he's going to roll his wisdom. Natural 20. He breaks out of his confusion. And he realizes he screwed up. So he is grabbing Leah. Or grabbing Gimbal. And is going to run with him. Next is Leah's turn. Yeah, no. Next is Gimbal's turn. Gimbal gets a +2. So all he's got to do is score 16 or better. He's got a 17. Okay. So Gimbal realizes that he's back in the room of confusion still and is needing to get out. He's going to grab Leah. First chance they get. But right now it's Agna's turn. Agna gets one more roll. She's got a roll in that 20. She scores a 16 only. There is nothing, no such thing as -12. She has passed on. She is gone. Leah's got one more chance. She scores a 15. She is still confused and fights. Well, Sir Brian is out for his self-preservation at this point. So him and Gimbal make it out of the room, leaving Leah behind. They are now in this little... So if you look at the north end wall, let me make a dot and see if I can... So if you look around room number 4, you have a room that leads back to number 3. They are in the passageway of room number 4. Leah is still somewhere in the middle. So, yeah. Not sure how long she's going to stay there. Some time could pass. They probably think she's going to probably catch up. So it's... And they do see Agna's lifeless body. In the middle of the room too. And, yeah. So, no. Alright. So, with that being said... There's really nothing more they can do for her. Unless she pulls out of it. Let's see if Leah's going to pull out of it. If not, we're going to just move on. We've been going on for an hour now. And let's try and see if we can move on without her. No. She's still confused. Unfortunately, I don't know if Sir Brian and Gimbal don't really see any reason why she should continue, so she's going to remain in that room until further notice. Alright, now we're moving on to other things. Alright, let's see where we're going from here. Alright, well, it looks like... there's this little passageway. Leave her to starve. That's exactly what they're doing. They don't care. They're one's chaotic neutral, one is lawful evil. They do not care. All right. So they move along this passageway, and at the fastest one, unfortunately, Gimbal can only go 10 feet. So this takes about 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds, 9 rounds, 10 rounds, 11 rounds, 12, 13 to make it to room 6. 13 rounds. All right. That actually takes up some time. I wonder how much time has passed. And I get to reset everything. So, mind you, they've already spent 4 hours. Minus multiple checks that they did. They, honestly, we're going to say they've already spent 5 hours of this day already. It is getting close to be nightfall. They only got a couple hours left before it's time to settle in, before they're going to need rest, unless they can try and push through the night. But we do have a couple challenges here for our characters. The challenge number 1 is whatever's in room 6, if anything at all, and then trying to see if they can get to room 7. Now, there's a door leading into room 7 that's marked with an S. That means it's marked as secret. So, yeah, that's not good. About 3 minutes to get to room 6. It was a long walk for them. Took them 3 minutes. So they've already spent about 5 hours plus whatever we would consider for skill rolls. There was a lot of part of that time was only battle. 20 minutes. So yeah. All right. Anyway. All right. So there's only 3 hours left in the day. They're probably feeling pretty tired too. Anyway, room 6. So upon entering this room, the party does see a clockwork system ticking away and moving. There's gears grinding. There's gears grinding and everything. It's some form of contraption that they've never seen before. Possibly of some secret society. Who knows? Alright. Now, as far as they're concerned, there's a dead end. They're going to have to roll a notice roll into the secret room. Let's see. It will be a wisdom check. Oh, boy. Haven't we had enough of those already? Alright, so we're going to move to the turns here. Alright, well, we're going to give all of our characters a wisdom check here to see if they can find that door, and Leah's getting another one to see if she can break that hold. So, and then catch up with the party. Alright. Sir Brian has a freaking 2 on finding that secret door. Gimbal has a 13 on finding that door. The base for both of them is 18 or better, so they didn't find the door. And then Leah rolled a 19. She finally breaks. She realizes she got left behind and is now trying to catch up with the rest of the party. Leah can actually go her full movement round, which is 20. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 round. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. Okay, so 7 rounds. Takes 7 rounds of movement. And took them some time to figure things out, how they're going to work with that. So, yeah. Safe to say at this point, they have spent, observing the clockwork system and whatnot, they spent another 30 minutes in the... Shocked to see a dead body, I bet. Yeah. Well, waking up from a confusion spell would probably be it. Well, they've spent 30 minutes in room 6. Leah just caught up to them and is probably out. So, yeah, the day is really much ending pretty quickly. They could probably feel exhausted at this point, but they're not quite there yet. You know, at least tired. Leah's going to try and do a wisdom roll again to see if maybe she can find the secret door. Yeah, no. Alright. One more wisdom roll, and at this point, if not, they've just spent another 30 minutes to an hour. So Brian got a 4. Oh, cool. Leah got a 18. She needs to score 18. Oh, yeah, none of these guys are wise. My God. 19. Okay, so Gimbal, after spending another hour of searching, Gimbal and Leah did find the door together. And now they can go into room 7. So, through the secret door, they look inside the area. And as they walk in, they are accompanied by 6 raiders who are looking at them and licking their lips. Because, well, they're raiders. And, who had the Cure Light Wounds potion? I forgot. I think it was Leah who did. And, so, yeah. They didn't even sneak in. They just went in. So now we have 6 raiders that they're going to have to battle. This will be our last battle of the night. And we'll have to continue this another time because, well, and there's 6 of them, so there's maybe no chance that they're going to survive. There's 2 Tomb Raiders per one of them. So, yeah. Sir Brian is going to... Alright, so initiative for everybody. Alright. Turn order here. So it's going to be Sir Brian. It is going to be Leah, the Raiders, and then Gimbal. Gimbal's going to be last. Sir Brian is going to turn to Gimbal and Leah and says, "Stay behind me. I will protect you." Because he's going to take the first attack, and he's actually going to charge for an extra +2 bonus, +2 damage, and he's going to take a -4 from here on out towards his AC, because he's going to charge at the Raiders. He strikes for 13, so he does hit. And he takes him out for 9 points of damage, or 8 points of damage. Which leaves one up surviving. So, alright, gotta set the sticky notes. So he stabbed one. Well, hang on a second. Where does he stab one at? Because remember, this is also number 3. Alright, let's see what happens here. Number 3. Random hit location, because he didn't do a cold shot. Right arm. He severs the right arm off of one of them, leaving them 1 hit point left. So, so we got 5 raiders at full health, and 1 raider with 1 health, and a severed right arm. Probably going into shock. I don't think he's really going to attack next time. Alright. Leah gets to go next. She's not going to really be able to sneak. But she is going to try her best with something. Let's try this. She's going to look at one of the raiders. Okay. And she... Hang on a second. I'm getting another network connection. Oh, my God, I'm glad this is like the last thing we're doing tonight. Can anyone still... Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay. I don't know if we're getting disconnected. I'm getting network notices that my internet is not any good today. I have no idea why. I've been getting them all day. It's really ticking me off. Alright, well, she's not really at close... she's at very close range. Using her bow and arrow would be pointless at this point. So she is going to look at the bad guys and go... she's going to look at the bad guys and let them know that... What would Leah say? Leah's chaotic evil. She looked at the bad guys and said that I did your father's last night. There you go. She's going to try and anger them, and she's going to run out the room and see how many she can get to follow. To do this, she's going to have to score... Oh, God, she's going to have to actually score a natural 20. And she scores a 10. Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares. That was a waste of a turn, but that was the best she had. All right, Raider's turn. All right. So there is 5 still up. She should blow a raspberry. All right. Nope to Sir Brian. Yes to Leah. Yes to Gimbal. No to Sir Brian again. Yes to Leah again. So Leah gets 2d4, and then 1 more on Gimbal. And yeah, 2d4. Okay, so Sir Brian doesn't take any damage. Gimbal takes, or Leah takes. What does Leah take? How much damage? Leah takes 5 points of damage. Whoop-de-frickin' do. She gets ganged up on and attacked, and they do 5 points of damage, leaving her down to 0. Oh my god. And then he too takes 5 points of damage, leaving him down to -2. Oh my god. And what does Sir Brian? Sir Brian takes nothing. So, yeah, that was it. The Raiders are done. It's Sir Brian's turn. Alrighty. They rolled shitty for that one, especially when he gets a -4. They only have to do 12 or better. Oh, Sir Brian hits. Whoo! Sir Brian hits for 11 points of damage. That's killing 1 Raider, dead. He's going to take out a healthy Raider. That because they're in a small room, he's well within that. So that's 1 Raider dead. And since I don't believe in keeping extra damage around, another Raider takes 2 points of damage. And unfortunately, with the random hit location, he scores a 6. That's just a torso, so that doesn't count. So he's still up. So yeah. So we got 3 healthy Raiders and other Raiders that are feeling probably a bit crappy. Well, one's dead actually. So yay, amen to that one. All right, now the Raiders' turn. There's 5 of them. Sir Brian. Hit. Sir Brian. Miss. 4 points of damage. Miss. Hit. 5 points of damage. And then 1 more. Nat 20. Woo. 3. Alright. Normal damage. +1. 2 more points of damage. So he's at 7 points of damage. They just ganged up on him and just start slashing at his armor. 7 points of damage. He is down to 2. Oh. Okay. Alright. Oh boy. That did not do him justice at all. Well, he's going to take a turn and go through Leah's stuff because she's on the ground, unconscious, and he's going to swipe from her, which probably wouldn't be hard to look, the Potion of Cure Light Wounds. And because that's his last-ditch effort. He's got nothing else. So, what does Cure Light Wounds do? Well, I mean, obviously it heals him, but, you know. Drink it, which is a turn. He drinks it to receives 1d... wait. Oh, right up here. Alright, he receives 1d8 points of health back. Awesome sauce. Okay, so here we go. Roll good. Full 8 points of damage. He's up to 10. He is almost maxed out. Well, fortunately, that does take up a turn. He's going to waste a... Well, takes up a turn to look, but he can still move out of there. He's gonna make a dash for it. He has no idea. He's outnumbered. Is it right arm that was severed or right leg actually? Right. Nope, that was right arm. Okay. All right. He's 5 against 1. He's gonna make a dash for it. So he's gonna run. He can run up to 20 feet. The Raiders can go 30. So, well, if he runs, he can go 40. And if they run it, it's 60. He's gonna try and outrun them. He's gonna have to do a 14 or better on a chase roll. Nope. Yes. And nat 20 again. And a 7. So 2d4. Two of the Raiders managed to strike him. So that's 2d4. And then he's got a 7 on a critical. Alright. He has still got 1 point of damage. He's still got 1 point of damage. Alright. Sir Brian's going to throw out a deception. He's going to go, comrades, I lay down my life in honor to serve you and protect you to make it to the holy treasure here. And that I will give all of my gold to you in exchange for my life. I swear service to you. So he's taken an oath, which knights do commonly do. Won't be able to break them. But he's going to swear service to him. Oh, wait a minute. Speaking of which, I think Gimbal... Oh, yeah. Gimbal needs to make at least 2 or 3 rolls. So let's see if he can do that. Now, for this to happen, we're going to use his charisma. He's got... the challenge base is going to be... Because he's going to... Yeah, he's supposed to get him on his side, which is his skill. So we're going to say 11... 13 or better. So he's kind of got a good thing if he scores a 10 or better. He scores a 4, they're going to kill him. Anyway. All right. Yeah, they're going to take him out. So let's see here. Nope. Yep. And no. Another 2d4 points of damage. 5 more points. Down to -4. All right. Alright, well, let's see if they stabilize or what the dealy-do is. And we'll go from there. Alright, so Sir Brian gets 2 rolls. Constitution, he's not proficient, so he's got to score 18 or better. Nat 20 on one and a failed on the other one. Well, Nat 20 stabilizes him, so he's good. He is going to live. As to what is going to happen, we don't know yet. Leah's down to 0. She doesn't need to make any roll. She is going to live. Now it's time for Gimbal. He gets 4, 6, 8, 10. He gets 4 rolls. So I get to roll 4 d20s for him. Alright. And all I need is... He's got to score 18 or better. Challenge rating 0. So he's got to score. No. Alright. 17 is got to be the dice result. 11, 4, 9, 18. He stabilizes too. So. Alright, everybody. So that's going to be the end of that for at least a day. They're all stabilized, but they're in enemy territory. The enemy may just shank them, but maybe they'll take them prisoner and see where they go. You never know. Maybe there's a market for that. We won't say what. Plus, they all do have their goods and stuff like that. So, they're going to be held captive in room 7 with those raiders. So, we'll see how the group gets out of them this time around. Unfortunately, it's not looking good. At least they killed one bad guy. One raider was killed. They also lost their best friend, and they didn't lose their best friend, but they also lost They also lost Egna and left her behind. So, yeah. Alright, so gonna have to figure this one out. Alrighty. I think they're going to use his bones as toothpicks. Probably, yes. These are human raiders. Human raiders are terrible sometimes. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna just get rid of this image here. And there's nothing else in here. They're gonna lose a day, lose some food. I think they're gonna starve. I'll have to figure all that out. But that one raider. Oh, hang on. Let's see if that one raider. He's got an open wound. Now the one raider's gonna make it. So there's only 5 raiders left. So I guess we can figure out how they're gonna deal with that. That may be an entire separate adventure. This is pretty fun, getting people to know this. You know, and I hope my players are watching on what not to do. Work as a team. So, alright everybody. Well, that is everything that I have for today. I've been going on for about an hour and a half. We're going to call about an hour and 20 minutes. What else could go wrong? Tons of things. Tons of things. Well, they all lived. Either they're going to be... So, 2 things could happen. The raiders could take them prisoner. Maybe there's a market for it where they could sell them. You know, sell the prisoners off. This is the Arctic Wasteland. Or they could at least take all their goods, leaving them butt naked. In a frozen wasteland. So, a lot of things could go wrong. Your choice. Your choice. We're gonna definitely maybe play that out a little bit. Agna is dead, but they did not bury her, so they still have a chance to bury her. Who knows? There is burial rights, bragging rights, so yeah. There is still a bit more for this adventure. Not much more, but... Alright. Well, with that said, I'm Tabletop Junkie. Cannibalism. Maybe. Maybe it is a frozen wasteland there, Sparta. Alright, everybody. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. I do appreciate it. Keep them coming. I got more coming on this week, but everyone have a great, wonderful Thanksgiving. I don't think my next stream is until Friday. I will not have one tomorrow at all. And I don't even know if I'm going to have one on Friday. I might. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing this on Friday or I might just wait till Saturday. Actually, you know what? I probably will. I'm actually probably busy Friday too. So yeah, I think if we do the solo play again, it will be Saturday. So.